Hello everybody out there in Facebook land, TikTok world, Instagram, YouTube, everywhere this place is going to be posted, everywhere this video is going to be posted. I am Monty Anderson, your host here at 412 Productions. We are, as the title says, running late today. I overslept, which hasn't happened in a very, very long time. Thank you, medication. No, I do get medication from the VA for my PTSD and things like that. And apparently it helped today because I woke up. I did wake up about 2:20 a.m. this morning, and I'm normally here at 4 a.m. to start my show. And as you see, it's 6:20 basically. And so I guess the medication helped this time that I got for my PTSD from the military. Um, so thank you for that, I guess, for making me run late. Do you hate running late? I hate running late, especially since I'm 2 hours late. You know, that's always fun to your own show. Hopefully, y'all can hear me out there. I think my green light is still on. Yeah, my light is on. Is this thing working? Roy Joe Bradley Jr. He woke up again. Welcome to the show, buddy. He's a good dude. You need to get to know him, like him, follow him, all that good stuff. And speaking of which, thank you all for being here. I do appreciate you being here to talk comic books, to talk movies, to talk life, to talk artwork, all kinds of stuff. I'm going to do some blast from the past is what I'm going to do. I found some older artwork that I've had for quite some time. And we're going to preview some of that as opposed to some of the stuff that I do today. Um, so that's going to be fun. But while you're here, go up here to my profile page and go to my website. And then from there, you can like, share, follow my other broadcast channels, which is Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and of course, you're here already. So go ahead and like, share, and follow. And that will be awesome. So, how are y'all doing today? I am running, like I said, running late today. And just because I got a little bit of sleep, I guess. Um, my CPAP, yes, I sleep with CPAP. Says I got 5 hours, and then of use anyway. And then after that, after waking up at 2 something in the morning and then taking it off, I ended up falling back asleep. So I got a little bit more sleep than that. So 5, 6, so almost 7 hours worth of sleep, which is very, very highly unusual for me, just because I usually get anywhere between 3, 4, 5 hours of sleep a night. So that's just how it goes for me. So welcome to my new world. Everything's changing this year, from the business name to how I'm doing artwork and prints at shows in 2026. Yes, I'm looking forward to 2026. I'm already bouncing ahead, looking at that glorious new logos and things on all of my stuff, my table covers, my banners in the back. And I'm debating all kinds of things. I've got to create a new backdrop, which is going to be the killer. And I've got a friend who does one pretty awesomely, and he spent quite a bit of money on his, but he did it I guess, easier way. He created it out of metal pipe and your old well, it's not cast iron, it's steel uh, pipage for your plumbing, such as gas line and things like that. So, and he got it all in black, and then he uses black curtains with um, chain hangers that go all the way down to the floor. So that's pretty cool. And so I'm probably going to use some ideas like that, but there's also some panels you can buy to set up and use depending on your space. Now, if I go something like he's got, I've got to get a 2 booth rental every time. Um, and that's pricey. especially when one booth can cost you $300. So you're looking at $600 right off the bat just for your booth. If I do a double booth, and then there's other ones that run anywhere between $400 and $500. So you're looking at $1,000 for a two booth rental, upwards of. So I need some sponsors. You rich people out there, sponsor me so I can afford a double booth for my shows that I'm going to be going back to in 2025. But I am Monty Anderson, your host here at 412 Productions. Thank you for liking. I appreciate it. Please share and follow here as well. And if I have the room, I will try to follow you back. I know I'm close to 10,000 already as far as who I follow. Now, I want to get to 10,000 so that I can make a little money off of this thing for my live broadcast. Since they hate me on the shop side of TikTok. Now on Facebook and Instagram, I'm already monetized there. I get my measly little check. It's like seeing some actors who get their royalty checks. I saw Santiago Cirillo, good dude out there. Um, he was Julio in the Walking Dead, and he was like, oh, "I got my Disney Plus check or whatever." And then it was like 1 cent, and so it's just like that's how I kind of feel up here on Facebook. Is that you know it's like, yeah, I made my $10, and then I see some other people, yeah, I made my $800, and it's just like, oh, okay. What am I doing different? I'm going live. I'm posting on a regular basis. I'm all that good stuff. But it is about money, obviously, because everybody wants money because we all have to have money to live. Um, but it's more than that. For me, it's the joy of putting a smile on somebody's face, even if I'm acting stupid or whatever, on a live show or presenting my artwork, and it puts a smile on somebody's face at a comic book convention or even here, live at TikTok or Facebook. And I'm buffering pretty bad up there on Facebook. I see. I'm only doing my kilobytes per second is pretty slow. There we go. Now we're getting to the green. I like it when we're in the green because everything flows a little smoother. Hopefully the recording isn't as bad as that, but it might be. It might be jerky. Who knows? That's why I'm looking for a new program other than OBS. It's a free, open-based systems service, and anybody can use it at any point in time. But I'm looking for one that I can, bounce around on. And let me double check because last time at 8 minutes in, it killed my audio. But it's still showing I've got audio going. So sorry about that, folks. All right. So, my show consists of talking comic books, talking movies, talking artwork, talking my comic book creations that are in the works, and my artworks that are in the works, and also my acting gigs. I'm a voiceover actor, and I do some stand-in acting as well. So you get to see my face or my butt or whatever they're panned in on at the time, and it's just fun. Life is fun. Life is good. Yes, I am 53 years old. I started acting 3 years ago, 4 years ago. So if you ever have a dream to do something, don't let it stop you. Get out there, reach those dreams, reach those goals, because you know, again, I'm 53 years old, and I just started acting, like 3 years ago, and and, and there's some other people that didn't start acting until they were in their 60s. So don't let somebody tell you that a dream isn't important to you. If it's important to you, chase it, follow it, go for it. Thank you out there for following. I do appreciate it. And like I said, if I have the room, I'll follow you, but I will go through my ticker talker list and find those inactive people and get rid of those so I can open up some space. I do that periodically just because I know there's people that drop off or get banned or whatever from TikTok. And so it opens up space for other people, like the one that just followed me now, the live creator there. Um, I think that's Love's Lips. I don't know. Fishing. I don't know. I can't. I don't. I don't know what your name says right there. I apologize. But I do appreciate you stopping in, checking out the channel, and we are going to start previewing a few of my older pieces and talk a little bit about some comic books. I've had these sitting around for a while. Let's start with this massive, ginormous comic book that my girlfriend got me a while back at a show. Find where I have no counter space. I need some counter space. Can you get me some counter space? So this is Doctor Strange number 6, 100-page collector special. Um, from what year was this done? This was done probably before most of you were alive. Dun, 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 1975. I was 4 years old at that point in time. So there, I'm going to lay this down real soft and gentle so it doesn't screw up my stuff. Then I'm going to just set this canvas in the floor. That'll help. Slide that one to the left, slide that to the right, and boom, just like that, we have space. We have space again. But this is Doctor Strange right here. This is a ginormous comic book, as you can tell. It covers my face up. It does have a dual front and back cover. So there's the back cover to it. And then as you go inside, you got all your comic pages just up close and personal. Much more bigger than your typical comic book would be. Do I have one just handy dandy little comic book? No, I don't. I don't have one just that I can just grab and put on top of here. But a normal comic book would probably go to about right here on this book, where my finger is, and come over to about here. So here and here is the size of your comic book compared to this magazine right there. So this is a massive book. She got this for me at a show one year, and I just haven't framed it, or I don't have a comic book box big enough for it to sit in, is the other thing. All right. So those are fun. Those are exciting. And we'll go through some list of autographs and things that I still have to get on my wall and things of that nature while we're here as well. It's just fun to go to comic book shows. If you've never been to a comic book show, go to one. Have some fun with it. They are fun. All the people that you get to talk to, all the people that you get to see, from their guest artists, from not just artists, but like actors and actresses and writers and just all kinds of different people out there that you can meet at a comic book show that can have you know the same thought patterns as you, or those type things. And this guy I met before 2003. He just signed 2003 because that's when he was the Leatherface for this. He puts Hammer Time on there. He was a cool dude. He's a big dude. Um, Brett, I believe is his name. And so this is one that I picked up from him. We did a little art trading. He signed this for me right here, as he is, Leatherface from Texas Chainsaw Massacre, but he's got a sledgehammer instead of his typical chainsaw. He was a cool dude, like I said. And these are the type of people that you get to meet at the shows. You don't always just meet your typical run of the mill actors. You get to meet people that did some cool stuff in the horror world. This was a guy I met. I can't remember what his name is. He came in late to the show. I remember that though. And he did some decent work. I'm not saying he did some great work. He did some awesome. He has some awesome stuff. And you meet and trade with people all the time, and we did a little trading too, because I like to trade with other artists so I can get some artwork from them. Hi, Johnny, and welcome to the show. And so this is his Batman Who Laughs, And again, I can't remember what this guy's name is, and sorry that it's bouncing around in there. But right there, this is his Batman Who Laughs. It's pretty cool. It's pretty dark. I'm showing Facebook now up there, folks. So those of you on TikTok get to see it first. And you know, I trade with a lot of artists at shows, especially the ones right there around me. Or if there's another artist that comes walking around and they're like, "Hey, I like your stuff," and I'm like, "Hey, let's do some trading if you want to." And they're like, "Well, yeah, of course. Just come over and hit me up for what you want, and I'll hit you up for what you want." And so I usually end up coming home with 5, 6, 7 different pieces of artwork, and sometimes more, depending on the artist. Because you get some artists that you fall in love with their work, and so it's just like, why not have some of their stuff at your house, and they can have some of yours because everybody oohs and ahs over people that are next to them or across the way from them and things like that, and so it's always fun just to support your fellow artist in a way that doesn't cost either of you any money because you're both trading goods for goods for goods. Um, this is I've got his name right here somewhere. I think he's on here. I could be wrong. I thought he was on here. No, he's not on here. His name is not on here. Doesn't tell me who founded it, and I can't tell you what his name is right now. But he played. He does special effects, and he also played a Klingon here in Star Trek, and then he was a Borg in Star Trek as well. But it all autographed. He we did some trading as well for this stuff, and he does a pigmentation uh, foundation, which unlocks imaginations for kids. It is specifically built for kids. If you want to know more about that, you can go look it up. Pigmentation Foundation. He was a cool dude. We talked for quite a while because he actually had just finished up a panel right before I was supposed to do a panel in the same room, and apparently no one showed up for my panel, uh, as opposed to his panel that had a lot of people in it. And I sat and listened to some of his stuff, and he we got to chit chatting and talking about different things and different panels and stuff like that. But he was like, he did apologize that no one showed up for my panel. I was like, it's not your fault. It was like it was supposed to be announced and all that stuff, but apparently it wasn't. And so we chit chatted back and forth, and I went to his booth after, and uh, we talked for quite a while, and then he gave me some autographs. And this little one, some cool. This one has some cool stuff. It's a little like tarot cards, if you will. Welcome to the show, everybody. We are talking artwork, some people that I've met along the way. Again, I can't remember everybody's name because I don't have their cards with me. But this is some of the stuff that they do. Some cool stuff that looks like tarot card type work. The mage hand here. Excuse me. Yes, it's flipping you off. I'm not flipping you off. It is. Resistance, the caged heart, basically. All autographed by the artist, who normally didn't autograph these things. And I'm like, why don't you autograph your stuff? It's just like it makes it more personable to people whenever you sit there and autograph it for them um, before they walk off with it. I'm trying to read this, but I can't. That's how blind I am. No, I'm just kidding. That's why I had LASIK surgery. LASIK surgery is fun if you've never done it. Go do it sometime. What else I got over here? Bum bum bum. Ah yes, some more pieces of artwork from people that this is a little bit uh, more recent. This was in San Antonio, I think it was. Julia Mann. So there's her card right there. You can pause it and get that QR code if you want. But Julia Mann, she was a pretty cool person. She knew a lot of people. And this is the type of artwork that she does right here. This is Rogue and Gambit right there. The Last Unicorn. Fun little movie if you've never seen it. It's an old movie. And then, of course, Frankenstein, the young Frankenstein, freshly dead, right there. Funny movie. If you've never seen it, go check it out. It is hilarious. Well, in my opinion, it's hilarious. A lot of other people are like, well, that's just stupid. Well, yeah, that's kind of what makes it funny. Um, but there you go. That's some of the stuff that I've got. And then right here, Mr. Hallett, Mr. Jonathan Hallett, who is the Stitch Tunes. He does work, literal work for Disney and Netflix, Nickelodeon. He's a storyboard artist for all these people: Disney, Disney Plus, EA Games, ABC, Nickelodeon, Netflix, Fox, and Warner Brothers. We sat there and chit chatted because he was directly across the way from us, and he was a pretty cool dude, down to earth. And this is his Godzilla right here as Stitch. Now, if you don't know Stitch Tunes, this is all of his stuff. Iron Man, Stitch, right there. And then the last piece that we traded for was Art the Stitch Clown, right there. He was a good dude to talk to. He was fun and just a down to earth guy. For somebody that you know deals with all of these people and has you know bigger following than I do and things of that nature, and people respect his work, and things like that. For us to sit there and chit chat on a regular basis, that's unheard of, because some people are just like, no, I'm too good for you. I'm not going to talk to you. Period. When it comes down to anything at a show, because my work is far superior, and I'm in the industry, and who are you? You don't even have a following or a group of people that sponsor you or this, that, or the other, and so I won't talk to you. And we see that a lot in the industry, and that's a sad state of affairs when somebody thinks that they are better than somebody else. But you get that in all walks of life. You get those that have lots of money, and oh, there's the trash truck, and I forgot to put my trash out last night. Uh, you get that in all walks of life, that people think they're better than somebody else just because of their status or their money or the car they drive or whatever. But no one is more important than somebody else. Just put it that way. This one I got from my girlfriend. We got to get it framed up. Again, can't remember this voice actor's name, but again, he was a voice actor for Michelangelo, her favoriteest turtle in the world, Mikey, right there. And I met him in Jonesboro, or what was it, Jonesboro? No, that one wasn't Jonesboro. Where the heck did I meet him at? I can't even think where I met him. See, I'm all over the place with everybody. I go to so many conventions you can never just remember. Now this one I bought directly online, not offline, from one of my favorite artists ever, Mr. Ken Hunt, and And this is Death Dealer. I don't know if you know who Death Dealer is. Death Dealer is Frank Frazetta creation, um, the prisoner in the horn helmet. And this was a warm up sketch for him uh, at the time. And I saw it, fell in love with it, asked him how much it was, and it's in my hands now. And in reality, I didn't pay that much for it, but it's very cool to watch it go from the pencil form to the ink stage and then to your hands. So, um, without further ado, Mr. Ken Hunt's Death Dealer, which I've got to get framed. A lot of these things I got to get framed. I just haven't had chance or the time because I was going to comic book conventions and things like that. So this is an original piece of artwork in my hands from a well-known comic book artist out there who has comic book covers all over the place um, for Marvel, DC, uh, Coffin Comics now, not Chaos Comics, with Lady Death and things like that. But this is my fourth piece of artwork from him. Those here on TikTok, you guys can't see it, but those of you on Facebook and YouTube, whenever you see this, directly over my right ear, closest to the alien, you'll see those three small pictures back there on the wall. You've got Batman, the Hulk, and Wolverine. And those are Ken Hunt originals as well. Basically sketch card size almost, 3.5, a little bit more than 3.5, probably a little less than a 4x6, but it's in that range. Now, dun dun dun, some super old shit. Um, I was just going through, old artworks and things like that, and I still have a lot more that I could preview. But I guess we could start with this one. One that I did back in 1986 based off of a cover from the G.I. Joe comic book. And, I mean, it's pretty good from back in 1986. It's probably one of my better ones from back then. But this is the original cover to. I didn't do the cover, but I redid the cover as a kid in 1986. But this is my G.I. Joe reprint of the G.I. Joe cover that was back then. There's a cover that looks just like this out there. And, this was a fun little piece to do. Um, just having some fun with it. And, you know, 1986. 1986. And then something happened in there that, my stuff wasn't that great. I mean, that one was okay because I was basically copying a cover, is what it was. And then let's go with 1993, whenever I was. Oh, hold on. That one was 86, so here's another 86. Um, this is one I did in an art class, and I used some airbrush on it and things like that. I had to take out some things and stuff like that. But another cover representation with Wolverine on it, illustration board, all that good stuff right there. So it's pretty thick and not so great work. I mean, it's okay. It's just a representation of that cover at the time. And then let's get into the Wizard covers. Does anybody remember Wizard magazine? Anybody? Anybody? I created a whole little um, comic book cover or the Wizard cover for it. I didn't design the Wizard. I'm just saying that they had these contests in there where you could get your artwork previewed inside of Wizard magazine, and I would send in stuff all the time. And some of these I'll probably revisit because I like them, especially as a kid in '94. You know, starting my first logo, signature logo. But man, the hair is tickling my nose. All right, so we'll start with actual the Wizard. This was probably the first one that I did for Wizard magazine, for a preview. As far as I know, none of my stuff ever got shown inside the comic book, or the comic guide. Basically, is what it turned into. Um, that one was from '93, right there. So I've always been drawing in some form, fashion, or another, and you're always trying to get your face out there in some way or another, and that's just one of them. This is Wizard magazine, uh, that they had a contest for to get your artwork previewed inside. So I think the very next one was my Wolverine, basically in Savage Land mode, if you will. I like this one. I'm probably going to revisit this one, um, just because it is very cool. Now these are prints of my pieces. I'm pretty sure. I don't think these are the originals. I think these are just colored copies of the original that I sent in to Wizard magazine at the time. But yeah, I think I'll probably revisit this one and redo this one because this one was pretty cool. I liked it more so than the Wizard piece that I just showed you. But this Wolverine piece I really like, and I'll probably end up revisiting it, like I said, in another form, fashion, or another. And then right here, 1994. So I was still trying all this time to get into Wizard magazine. I still never did. Like to know what I wrote there. Maybe I could. Hold on. Maybe I can read it. Okay, you made a big friggin' mistake. I can't really make out the rest. You made a big friggin' mistake not using me for the. What does that say? Something or other cover. I know it's not magazine, but this something or other cover. But here is the main man, Lobo, right here. Mr. Lobo, one of my favorite characters. Simon Beasley was the master at this. Not Simon Beasley. Yeah, Simon Bees was the master at him. Very, very cool dude. Um, but yeah, this one I was hoping would have gotten in, but it didn't. So I'll probably redo it as well. And if you ever looked at any of the older Wizard covers, they've always got some kind of the Wizard, um, cloak or outfit or something like that out there. Just checking my mic. And then an old Crow original. This is the original, 1996, in Firelight. I'm still a huge Crow fan. Not the new one. That movie sucked. They should have used a different name than Eric Draven and Shelley. But this is an original Crow that I did right here, and it was a fun little piece to do. I still get graphite coming off on it on a regular basis. I need to ink it and seal it, or just seal it and leave it as is, one or the other. But that one was a fun one to do as well. So that's just a trip down memory lane. Now, if you see any of my stuff today, it's completely different. I've progressed. In my opinion, that stuff was rudimentary to me. A lot of people would be like, "That is very cool for the year and things like that created on it." Um, But whenever you graduate yourself, if you will, you progress. You you learn how to. I wish I knew where that hair was. It was really tickling my nose. Sorry, folks. Um, Whenever you look back at some of your old artworks and see what it is today, um, it's just a world of difference. It is a world apart, and you just look over the journey of the artwork as you've gone, and even some of the other stuff that I've got. Excuse me, that's in a folder, waiting to see the light of day again. Which some of it could see in my own comic book, because I created these characters back in the '90s, and I'd planned on a whole comic book series myself back then too. And here it is, 2025, and I still haven't got my own comic book off the ground yet. I've done a ton of artwork. I have, um, you know, created enough artwork that I should have a comic book off the ground by now, but I just haven't. And but it's all in the works, and it's just like, um, one of these days, that book will be in people's hands. One of these days, that book will be being previewed at a comic book convention, and one of these days, I got to keep writing on it. Therein lies the kicker. I've got commissions lining up, and which is a great problem to have, but then it stops you on your own projects. Um, and I'm not going to take away the joy of somebody else's face when it comes to getting artwork from me for something that they really, really want. And um, like Ken, he's got a piece that he really, really wants, and I've got that work in the works. I've got another one for a streaming channel for a gamer, that I'm creating a logo for them. I am working on a comic book cover. Uh, can't tell you really the all the details to it, other than think Point Break meets. Shoot, now I can't think of what he said. But anyway, it's a fun ride. Oh, meets pro wrestling. Point Break meets pro wrestling, and it's going to be a fun ride on that one. Hint, hint. Um, and then I've got two more pieces that I'm working on for a awareness program here in Arkansas with a friend of mine who started it up, and she asked me to do some artwork for it. I unfortunately won't be able to make the event, um, but I am going to contribute some artwork pieces to it, and I'm hoping I can get them done before uh, the April deadline, which is 4 weeks away. It's a month away, basically. It's the middle of the month. But life is just ever changing, especially after I opened up my new business, 412 Productions. I killed my old business, and everybody thought, oh no, you're quitting artwork. Why are you doing that? No, I'm not quitting artwork. I'm just killing this company. Um, just in case there is anything negative associated with it from people that felt shunned or whatever, you know. And as soon as I started this new company, 412 Productions, the Art of Monty Anderson, up, things changed. Um, People started coming to me more when it came to the artwork side. January, February were two of my best months so far, and here we are in March, and I'm still picking up work, and so that's a good problem to have. Like I said, the only downside to it is that I don't get to work on my project for my own comic book the way I want to, and um, but that's okay because I still want you out there to enjoy the artwork that you're getting, and I'm not going to cut corners on your artwork like I see a lot of people do. Um, and in all of that as well, I've got homestead chores to take care of, which means I've got chickens, goats, pigs, everything to take care of. while clearing out a back section of field so that I can expand my property back where it's supposed to be. And then from there, create a brand new chicken coop for my chickens. And, so I am a busy person from sun up to sundown. And my artwork takes precedence during the day because I do that from the time I get up, which today was later than normal. So even before I'm talking to you guys on my every other day show, I'm already doing artwork by about 2 hours before I get to my show. Because there's some days that I'm up at 2 o'clock in the morning and I can't go back to sleep. So I get up, come in my office, start my artwork, and then boom, here's my live show at 4 or 4:30. And because that's the time frame I normally come on is 4 or 4:30. Today I came on at 6 o'clock, 6:20 almost, and that's why the title "Running Late." And it's just like everything in my life is busy, but it's stuff that I want to do. I don't have to answer to anybody else if I don't want to. Yes, I talk to my girlfriend because that's a given, but I don't have to talk to a boss because I am the boss. I don't have to punch a time clock because the whole office, the whole house is my time clock. I don't have to worry about coming back from a lunch break because if I don't want to jump back into the artwork, I'll go do something else. Like on the 24th, it's going to get super super busy for me because I'm getting a dumpster put out front. And then from that dumpster, I've got tons of shit to clean up off the property that was left because the previous owners didn't want to deal with it. And so now I've got a ton of crap that I've got to get rid of, and that's why I've got the roll off dumpster coming at the end of the month. And so it's just like one thing compounds into another. And I've been at this house for nearly 3 years, and I haven't gotten to get rid of a ton of trash that I really want to get rid of. And just because the trash cans out front just won't handle it. But I roll with the punches with it. I do what I can here and there, throw stuff away periodically. But at a point in time, you just get overwhelmed. You just get, you know, disgusted with it because why would you throw this much trash over the fence, hoping somebody else is going to deal with it? Meaning the people that they thought was the property behind them's problem, which belongs to OG&E, who's never set foot on their property, period, that I know of. And from there, it's like I'm the one that gets to deal with it because it's technically on my piece of property now. Because my property actually goes back an extra 50 some odd feet from where the original fence line ended. Because my neighbor told me about it, and I went back there and looked and found the original survey mark in the ground. It wasn't hard to find because there was 3 posts sticking out of the ground, and one was the original survey mark, like was on the other corner, um, up front. And it's just like, oh, so we do have extra property, so we're pushing our property back to where it's supposed to be. Well, in all of that, now I've got tons of shit, if you've seen any of my other videos, to take care of back there. From everything from carpet to electronics such as steam cleaners, microwaves, uh, busted up everything. Literally busted up everything. Bags of old clothes, bags of old bags, suitcases, duffel bags. I mean, unfortunately, there's no money in any of it. I've looked. We did find an old wheat penny, but um, that's about the extent of the. Other than the 1994 championship bottles from Coca-Cola that we ended up giving to her father, my girlfriend's dad, for the Arkansas Razorbacks. Uh, there was 5 of 6 bottles there, and the 6th bottle could be there, or it was destroyed, and that's why they threw it back there. Or they just hated Arkansas and ended up with that for some reason and ended up tossing it over the fence. But I've been going through there and clearing out all the the small sapling trees and things like that, just so that the trees that I do keep, my chickens can get under for shade and they can get under for protection from hawks and things of that nature. So everything is coming together. It's just super slow. And once I get all that tackled and set up the way we want it, then we're going to come back and start working on the house. That's going to be the biggest portion because a lot of the floors are wrong. Um, and I'm sure it has to do with the moles and stuff digging in the ground, wreaking havoc on everything, as moles do. But, you know, it's, I shouldn't have to be dealing with all these problems after having moved into this house, but I have. And and that is just part of home ownership. Yes, you can buy a new home that has been renovated and has a nice yard that's landscaped and all that stuff, but to me that takes away the fun and the joy of doing things because I like to work with my hands on a regular basis. And so creating something is the joy for me. And it's just one thing after another with it all, but yes, I get discouraged on it because again, I shouldn't have to deal with these problems moving into a house that I just bought three years ago. I know that's not recent to some people. That's 3 years ago. Well, November 11th will be 3 years in this house after a divorce, after you know all that good stuff, and after living out of a hotel room for or motel room, well, it's hotel room for almost 4 months, and it's just there's a lot that I shouldn't have to have dealt with once I got to this house. Like all the trash that they left in the garage, because somebody's coming to clear that garage out and stuff like that. And it's like, okay, we'll be waiting. Well, here it is 3 years later, and nobody's shown up yet. I did have a couple of people stop in and, oh, you're moving into Roy's old house, and it's like, well, yeah, he's obviously not here anymore, and it's just like, well, if you ever need anything, just let us know. Haven't seen that person ever again. And we do have one neighbor that I was told was a little on the crazy side, if you will. And she has stopped a few times, but she doesn't seem crazy to us. She just seems lonely, is what it boils down to me. And because she did lose her husband not too long ago, but the girlfriend and I will talk to her, and she's bought some things from a garage sale that we had and things like that. But as far as crazy, I don't see it, and because I'm crazier than that, and you know, is what it is on that end. So, but no, hopefully you got a good walk down memory lane with some of my old artwork. Um, just because it always humbles you to look back to where you were and see where you are today. Because, I mean, let me just grab a piece real fast. I think it's right behind me. I think. Give me just 1 second. I'm going to go grab this. And, well, there is nothing comparable right there to show you. But those of you on um, Facebook are already seeing this, but you guys down here on TikTok aren't. Now, you saw, if you were here just a minute ago, you did get to see some of my older artworks. Um, and those of you that have stuck around, I appreciate you truly 100%. And I thank you for being here. Please like, share, and follow the channel as I go live every other day, which is all the odd days because today is the 17th. The next one will be on the 19th. But the stuff I just showed you holds no candle to what I do today when it comes to the artwork that I paint or draw or anything like that. It's the style has completely changed 100%. And this is what I'm talking about. If you, if I can get this to work, there. Beam in, beam in, come on, beam in, beam in. This is the stuff that I do today, right here. This is more of the cool stuff that I do today, as opposed to that older stuff that I have right there that you get to that you saw earlier. And this is available, by the way, my Joker piece, my maniacal Joker here. If you are interested in this Joker, please take him off my hands. Hit me up in DM because he's ready and looking for a new home. I did another one that sold immediately before that one, and I don't know which one he would have bought had he seen both of them side by side. You know, well, actually, he did see both of them side by side, and he chose the other one, which was a little bit. He was more deviant looking because his head was down. He had the big smile on his mouth or on his face again, like he always has, because he's the Joker. And he chose the other one over this one, and which is fine because they both look cool. And I was hoping that this one would have sold in San Antonio when it was down there, but it did not. Uh, but if you are a Joker fan and you really liked it, please take it off my hands. Hit me up in DMs and we'll talk about it. But yeah, no, my artwork has changed so much as I've seen, and it's just progressed. Um, and this new comic book cover, I was telling the guy that I'm working with for it, um, that it's going to be a Bill Sizwick meets Barry Windsor Smith style, and those two styles put together should be something amazing, if you will. Just because I like both of their works. Bill Sizwick, very awesome, talented artist, and been around for a very, very long time. If you don't know who he is, please go look him up. I don't have anything to show you right here, right now. But Barry Windsor Smith, his style when he was working on Marvel Presents Weapon X, uh, phenomenal work. And his work is always, always awesome. Just like Bernie Wrightson. I have much respect for all three of these guys. And they've been in the industry for a very, very long time. And yes, some of them have passed away, but their artwork still stands the test of time. And especially Bernie Wrightson with his horror stuff from Swamp Thing to Frankenstein to, I mean, just the horror creations that he made, just phenomenal, 100%. And um, it's just whenever you find an artist that you really really like, you try to get some pieces of their work. Now, granted, you know some of their works are $1,200 to $1,500 a shot, you know, and it's just like, yeah, I don't have that kind of bankroll. and so you just basically um, find the comic books or whatever that you can afford. And I'm sorry, I'm just going through here seeing if anybody commented other than the highs and things like that. But I do appreciate everybody that's here. I do 100% appreciate everybody because you guys are enjoyable to talk to or to talk to, you know, to chat with or to talk to, you know, just in person. Or if you don't say anything at all, that's cool too. Um, Showed that I had one new message, but I'm not seeing the message on here. Hold on. Okay. So anyway, but I do appreciate each and everybody being here. Please like, share, and follow, and go up here and do the same from my website. Once you get to the website, you will see the 412 Productions with that maniacal Joker sitting right next to it, and then directly underneath my 412 Productions, the Art of Monty Anderson logo, you will see my socials from Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok, where you guys are here right now. But I appreciate you all being here again, and just doing a walk down memory lane with my old art, some of my old artwork. That was just a small handful, because I do have another piece that I did back in the fifth grade, that actually survived my parents' house fire, and I redid that when I went to a technical college for my art skills, and it was fun to rehash that old piece of artwork, from the fifth grade, and then do it again in '91. Yeah, '91. Excuse me, and recreate it as something else. I mean, I could pull out my old portfolio of my works from the company that I used to work for, War Design Metals, plus some of my older artworks that are in there. But I've got old artwork just sitting here that I haven't done anything with just yet, just because um, I'm probably going to revamp it all, rework it, create something new with it, and but still using the same components. Um, and then again, one of the aspects that I'm doing now is the initiative, for Antarctic Press. If you don't know who Antarctic Press is, please go look them up out there in the world. Ben Dunn does a lot of great artwork for the manga anime style, for the books that they do. From uh, the company handles like Gold Digger and Ninja High School and Warrior. Well, it used to be Warrior Nun Ariella, but they sold that property off, and I wish he would have kept it, and so does he. But Tomorrow Girl is one of their new titles. And then inside their books, they also preview other people's works, um, up and coming artists and artist collaboration groups, and we give honest reviews on all of it, from start to finish. Like we did 35 pages of the PDF that we got for Tomorrow Girl number 12 just the other day, because he drops these comic books on you on Friday, and sometimes it's more than just one, that they introduce, and which is fine. Just like the other day with Tomorrow Girl, was it Tomorrow Girl 11 and Dreadlock? No, it was Kendra number one, and Dreadlock the Barbarian, number one shot basically, and so it's fun because it draws his viewers and readers to me, but it also helps me promote him and his organization that's been around for 40 years, as of just, uh, yesterday or the day before. They just celebrated their 40th anniversary birthday bash, in San Antonio. So that was pretty cool. I wish I could have been there for that, because he was giving away some free comic books and things of that nature, and I wish I could have gotten into those. Um, I guess I could ask my nephew. He lives in San Antonio, but I didn't even put that together because I didn't know where it was until after the fact. Um, and so there was a lot of cool stuff that, was getting signed, and artwork for, and things of that nature. So, and commissions being done at the show because they had vendors there, and everything else. So that was pretty cool. But um, but it's always fun just to get out there and see your artwork from your own perspective, and see your artwork from back in the day, and as opposed to what it is today and now. And I will always progress on my artwork. I won't just keep it the same. I will always do something new and exciting, but I will always have my patented, I say patented, my crosshatch, style that I use for my shadowing and my shading. And even Dan Kemp, who's in the industry, who works for Marvel, he's a colorist. He works for Marvel, DC, Image Comics, and a bunch of others that he's done work for, and big names that he's done work for, like Todd McFarlane, Greg Capullo. The list goes on and on. That's just a couple of big names that he's worked with, and um, he said he's never seen my style, for the shadowing and the shading ever. He said he's seen many different styles, And he goes, don't ever change that style. And I told him, don't worry, that's never going to happen. It's something I picked up at some point in time or another, and I just keep modifying it, but it always still has the same feel. And so for him to say that was a huge ego boost, if you will, just because of the people that he works with and works for. For him to say that he's never seen that style before ever, that was just a big compliment. And so whenever people compliment you like that, that means the world to you. Just like you guys sharing this broadcast to get other people to view it, or sharing, you know, any of my posts that have my artwork in it, or things like that. That helps me because it shows that you people are enjoying uh, the stuff that you're seeing, or you're laughing at it, one or the other. And either way, there's a smile on your face, you know. And um, and it's just fun. Everything that I do is just fun, and it is to bring smiles to other people's faces. It's not just my own. Because whenever I see that smile on somebody's face, whenever they're picking up the original piece of artwork or the commission that I did for them or whatever, that's the joy that I get from doing the artwork, is that huge smile uh, on their face. And that's what comic book conventions are for, because people tend to get autographs from uh, many different people out there. And for like, there was one woman in San Antonio that was going to meet Brent Spinner, Data from Star Trek, and I drew her side by side with Data, and she went and got that autograph, you know. And then to hear the story of, this is pretty freaking amazing that, they got it done that quick, or it looks awesome, or it looks amazing, and all that stuff. And it's just fun. It's a blast. And sun is coming up here in Arkansas, the central area of the world. And pretty soon I've got some chores to do, which is the chicken and the goat chores. I got to feed them, and got to change out some waters, those type things. So that's the life of a homesteader and an artist. You do artwork till a certain point in time, then you take care of the homestead, and then you get back to some artwork and go that route. But I appreciate each and everybody being here. Please like, share, and follow. If you aren't following my channel already, please do so. And like I said, I'm going to go through, purge out the people that no longer are relevant, that have probably been banned or whatever. And it just has a user name and shows that once you click on it, they were banned and will no longer be with us on TikTok. Um, I will be purging those out so I can add some more people. So if you are a person that has followed me, I will try and follow you back as soon as I can. But I do appreciate each and everybody being here again. Thank you for stopping in on the channel. I am Monty Anderson, your host here at 412 Productions, where we talk comic books, artwork, movies, life, um, and stuff like that. But I appreciate you, and I'm getting out of here. I've got to go take care of some animals. And thank you for being here. Please like, share, and follow. Go up to my profile, hit my website, and follow those other channels as well. But as I like to say, as I leave you guys, and thank you. I was wondering where you were, TikTok, with your little puzzle piece. I appreciate that. I don't know why they do that puzzle piece, but anyway, as I was saying, as I leave you guys, as I always say, we will catch you on the flip side. Have a good day, everybody.